J-Dog here with another video. You know who this punk is? This is Louisville's DA, Daniel Cameron. He look like he not in a good mood, and he shouldn't. He deserves no happiness. This was the same guy who helped those 3 racist cops get away with the murder of Breonna Taylor. He did a botched job with the Breonna Taylor case to only help the cops get away with murder. And he wouldn't even put during the grand jury any murder charges. And even the grand jury was like, what's going on with this guy? And it's like, is he trying to help the cops get away with murder? Yeah, that's exactly what he did, Daniel Cameron. And a lot of people went on Daniel Cameron, called out Daniel Cameron. We may not even have to. Now, I think a couple videos, I don't know and I think other people said on their channels or social media that when he's up for re-election, he needs to be voted out. And I still believe that. But it may not, we may already have him removed very soon. That depends on what happens when this petition, and if they decide to do it. I'm talking about the state of Kentucky or whoever decides to do it, and that is impeach him. That's right. A lot of people want him impeached. We may not even have to wait till he's up for re-election to get rid of him. They want impeachment immediately. And this is because of a petition that was created. And guess who is the creators of the petition? Members of the grand jury. That's right. The same grand jury involved with the Breonna Taylor case. Few of its members who thought that Daniel Cameron purposely botched the Breonna Taylor case to help the officers get away with murder. They have decided to put in a petition to get rid of Daniel Cameron, to have him impeached as Kentucky's Attorney General. Oh, that's right. I meant to say, did I say District Attorney? I meant to say Attorney General. So yeah, he's the the state of Kentucky's state Attorney General. All right, so from this Detroit Free Press, this article from Joe Somnoka, Louisville Chronicle Journal. Breonna Taylor drag crew filed a petition to impeach Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron. 3 grand jurors in the Breonna Taylor case filed a petition with the State House of Representatives Friday, objecting to the conduct of Attorney General Daniel Cameron and calling for his impeachment. A press release indicated the attorney for 3 of the grand jurors, and so they're getting help from their lawyers, and the Taylor case signed into the petition on their behalf in order to protect their identities, because they know that there's some racists, some crooked people who supported what Daniel Cameron did and what those 3 cops did to Breonna Taylor, and they didn't want to be targeted. The petition alleged Cameron breached public trust and failed to comply with his duties by misrepresenting the findings of the grand jury in the Taylor case. The grand juries did not choose this battle, stated Kevin Glogari, the attorney for the 3 grand jurors. So he's one of the lawyers. This battle chose them. These are randomly selected citizens who were compelled to sit on a grand jury and were terribly misused by the most powerful law enforcement official in Kentucky. It is truly a testament to the Kentucky Constitution that they are able to be here today and to expose injustice and demand public accountability. I am honored and humbled to serve them. This is the lawyer speaking. Spokespersons for Cameron did not immediately reply to a request for comment on the petition. Globe Gorer, forgive me if I pronounce it, told the Coroner Journal, part of the USA Today network, he hasn't sure a supermajority of Republican legislators in Frankfort would give the case the deference it deserves, but to continue to talk about the case, review how it was handled, and hold people accountable is important. Cameron was special prosecutor in the Taylor case, investigating her fatal shooting by Louisville police officers entering her house on a search warrant in March. A botched search warrant. The grand jury indicted one of the three officers involved, for firing bullets into the apartment, but not for actually hitting and killing Breonna Taylor. Yeah, the walls. That's why you heard the term, the walls got more justice than Breonna Taylor did. Not to mention, they're actually charging them for hitting the walls of the neighbor's house. Like I said, the apartment buildings got more justice than Breonna Taylor. In the petition and verified affidavit submitted to the House, the petitioner state that at his September 23rd press conference announcing the grand jury decision, Cameron said his office presented all the information and walked the grand jury through every homicide offense before the grand jury came to its conclusion. But according to those grand jurors, neither Cameron nor anyone from his office mentioned any homicide offense to the grand jury. Not only no homicide offenses presented as alleged, no charges of any kind were presented to the grand jury, other than the 3 wanted endangerment charges against Detective Hankinson. That was one of the 3 officers who was involved in the murder of Breonna Taylor. He was the only one who was fired from his job and was charged. The other 2, they got off scot-clean. January 6th, Louisville police officer fired 2 detectives for their roles in the fatal shooting. I don't think I talked about that, but yeah, they said 2 other police officers that were involved were also fired as recently. The petition goes to allege that Camry deceived the American people and the citizens of this Commonwealth with regards to his officers' handling and involvement in the Breonna Taylor investigation and the resulting legal actions. Attorney General Cameron misled the public during his hour-long national press conference in stating that his office investigates found and the grand jury agrees that police were justified in the return of deadly fire after having been fired upon. The reason why they were fired upon, and many people think that it was actually a friendly fire, but it was because they never announced they were officers, and the boyfriend of Breonna Taylor, Kenneth Walker, thought that intruders were breaking into their home and he had to do what a man had to do, and that was defend his and his girlfriend's household. Alright? They did not announce that they were police officers under a search warrant. They just broke in with this so-called no-knock warrant. Why you have something stupid like that, knowing that if you don't announce yourself as an officer, and I mean, if you don't announce yourself as an officer and that you have reasons to enter the house, then people gonna think you're trespassing, and they gotta think of their own safety, so they're gonna have to defend themselves. Now, other people are saying that it was actually friendly fire, that the officers may have shot one of their fellow officers in a friendly fire. The petition asks for the House to remove Camry from office and disqualify him from holding any office of honor, trust, or profit. Yeah, he disgraced it. Daniel Camry disgraced himself. He only did that. He only did that because he wanted to help the cops get away with it, because he's a Republican. Most of the Republicans are pro-cop. Not to mention his fiance that he's marrying is the daughter of one of the most pro-cop people in the U.S. Senate, Mitch McConnell. Alright, he was doing it to appease his pro-cop Republican buddies, his pro-cop father-in-law, and he's a sellout. He sells out the black community. Alright, he hates his own people. That's why he did all the stupid stuff to help those cops get away with murder. Petition asks for the House to remove Cameron from the office and disqualify him from holding any office of honor, trust, or profit. They probably don't want him to run for anything ever again. Kind of like what they're trying to do to Trump. You know, yeah, I forgot to mention that this chump Daniel Cameron, yeah, this chump right here is a huge chump supporter. Let me get rid of that. Within Kentucky, because he lied to the grand jury by excluding information and charges available to them, then lied to the public about what he had told the grand jury. In addition to the 3 grand jurors, several other Kentuckians signed into petition, including Jeffrey Smith, Cameron French, and Brett Darlin, according to attorney Anna White. This is a different Cameron, by the way. The petitioners also calls for Cameron's impeachment for incitement and support of insurrections and violence, citing his involvement with the Republican Attorneys General organization that financed robocalls to protest at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. So he supported, they're saying he kind of supported that insurrection, that attempted coup at that U.S. Capitol, when all those ignorant Ronald McDonald Trump racist supporters just bashed into the state capitol and just destroyed everything, destroyed property, tried to kill some people. Oh, actually, people did get killed. And then they were even pooping all over the place and spraying the feces. That's just disgusting. But the worst part was the killing. There was killing at that petition, at that coup attempt too. Not to mention they were breaking into the office and stuff. And you telling me that ignorant Daniel Cameron was supporting that garbage, but wouldn't give justice for Breonna Taylor. Yeah, you supported an insurrection by those ignorant Ronald McDonald Trump supporters, but would not give justice to Breonna Taylor. You're just a disgrace, Daniel Cameron. Yeah, you need to be impeached. The Rule of Law Defense Fund, a fundraising arm of the Republican Attorneys General Association, with Cameron served on the executive committee called on people to march on the Capitol that day and called on Congress to stop the steal. We hoping patriots like you will join us and continue to fight to protect the integrity of our election. You call integrity? Integrity? You calling for integrity? What you showed was not integrity. What you showed was ignorant cowardness and corruption, and that Breonna Taylor case. That's what you showed, Danny Cameron. But do you want to talk about integrity? Yeah, you the one to talk, Daniel Cameron. You and your buddies. If this is to really talk about the riot. I'm not gonna read too much, but I will leave the link to this article if you want to read it at your own time and maybe do your own commentary. But yeah, Dan Cameron has showed how much of a disgrace he is. He needs to be impeached for what he's done. I don't feel bad if he does get impeached. I won't feel bad about it. I won't feel bad for him. He deserves every harsh thing that happens to him happen to him for what he's done, because Breonna Taylor deserved justice. But I want to know what y'all think about this attempt. See, they haven't done the impeachment process yet, but they're signing a petition to get him impeached. So we'll look at an update. There's probably a chance for updates in the future. But I want to know what y'all think about it in the comment section. If I can find that petition, and if y'all want to sign it, it's up to you. If I find it. If not, then I just don't find it. But I want to know what y'all think. Like I said, I want to know what y'all think in the comment section. Write down in the comment section what you think. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that notification bell. Be careful if you're watching this on YouTube how you write your comments because of the YouTube community guys. Or if you're trolling, then I'll be the one that removes your comments. But that's all I have to say. This is J-Dog. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.